Stocks our strategists feel are poised to deliver positive returns are featured now in their top stock picks of the week.
Welcome to this week's Top Stock Picks. I'm Kevin Cook, up in the North Woods where it's 15 degrees below zero, trying to stay warm. My top pick this week is GitLab, symbol GTLB. And in the age where we thought AI was going to be writing the software, I'm going to tell you why GitLab is growing gangbusters.
All right, I want to take a look at the price chart first and go back to their September or late August earnings report. Stock gapped up above $50. And I wasn't really paying attention yet. I see it coming back down here into October, think, okay, it's going to fill this gap. And then it gaps up again above 52. So then I started paying attention. In late October, I wrote my first bull of the day report on GitLab. And, here I am thinking that, for a couple of years now that AI is going to take over and, software is going to be writing itself. And GitLab is growing and analysts love it. And the estimates keep going up. So finally they got some upgrades, price target boosts, estimates keep going up. And then right into December to that earnings report, big spike up above 70 that got rejected. So I got interested again, as one does, and actually bought below 60. And I wrote this bull of the day, a fresh one, just last week. So this was published on January 15th, bull of the day GitLab. And I also, what I did here is I also linked to my October report, because my October report has a lot of good things in it too. Great analysis from Morgan Stanley, Truist, and Needham that is worth reading sort of as the context of why we got another beat and raise quarter. And estimates are going up, price targets are going up. So let's talk about what exactly does GitLab do. So, it's called DevOps. So if you hear that get thrown around, DevOps, like you Google that, a set of practices, tools, and cultural philosophies that integrate software development and IT operations. So it's putting those two together. You don't just have the coders doing their thing. It's also integrated in the full IT operations, so you can think of it as strategic software development. So I took a closer look at this graphic because it's kind of cool. This is from a blog about, the field, obviously from a DevOps person. So, here's the relationships between development and operations, programming and IT. And you see GitLab was a feature company. This graphic is like 5 years old, but it's still, I thought it was cool to kind of tell the story. And so what is the value proposition of GitLab? I asked Google, and it's all about the comprehensive integrated platform. So they have added DevSecOps, so security in the middle too, because how important is that? If you're developing software internally, if it's native for your enterprise, security is obviously critical too. So you can stop this slide if you want to, stop the video and read that if you want to get more. What else did I? Oh, so what is native? Yeah. So think about this. So the reason that GitLab is growing, the top line and the bottom line, is because enterprises are using it. So enterprises could build software, internally and keep it all secret as they'd like to, or they could have a platform that helps them do it from beginning to end. So I was trying to think of an analogy for this, like, what about car companies? Look how hard it is to get into the car business unless you have the infrastructure of factories and distribution. Or maybe the same thing with a chemical crude oil refinery, right? Like some people are in the gas business. They don't want to do all the refining stuff. They might just want to sell the products. Or Jensen Huang designs the chips, but sends them to Taiwan Semiconductor to get built, by that specialist. Maybe the best analogy I thought of was if you're a surgeon, you could have your own facility, but the hospital provides more infrastructure. So maybe that's the best analogy of all, is that GitLab provides the infrastructure that enterprises need where they can integrate all this. And then what the whole team is doing, from the programmers to the IT people to the security people. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this is doing for GitLab growth. Here you can see it's a Zacks number one rank. Going right to the detailed estimates page. Scroll down here. So this fiscal year ends this month. and we're looking at 30% growth to cross 750 million. And next year's estimates are already looking at over 23% top line growth to over 930 million. So very decent top line growth there that you want to see, and it's not a software company, it's the platform, as a service for every enterprise that wants to, have a workbench. And it's almost like project management is the way you could think of it. Is GitLab provides the infrastructure for an enterprise to do its entire project management from beginning to end for any software they do, whether it's going to be native internally or something that they're going to use for customers. All right, so you can see estimates have been climbing. Of course, with the beat and raise, let's see how we jumped here. So we've gone from, since I last wrote about, 46 cents a share this year up to 63 cents. Well, this is, the beat and raise, the last beat and raise we just had to fill out the year. But they even took next year quite a bit higher, from 59 cents to 74 cents EPS. And that's what you want to see. Is it sustainable? Was it another one-off quarter, or, where's the growth outlook? So, and in my bull of the day, I think I give you the updated price targets from a lot of these analysts. Remember, go back to this one. GitLab is bull of the day from October, and you can get some real detailed analysis from Morgan Stanley, Truist, and Needham. So let me see analyst reactions here. Yeah, so this is the general view of what did analysts do with price targets. A lot of them going above 80. I think the high target is 90, and that's, to me, another beat and raise quarter, estimates going higher, they're growing their enterprise business, and how analysts see this, how GitLab fits in the age of AI, where we thought software was going to write itself, that they are still an incredibly useful and in-demand platform. That's why I bought it under 60, and I think you can buy it up to 65 here.
All right, thanks for joining me and talking about GitLab and the future of software in the age of AI. Next up is Ethan Feller with his top pick.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Kevin. I'm Ethan Feller, stock strategist here at Zacks, and today I want to share my top stock pick in the market right now, and it's Marvell Technology. Marvell is one of the nation's leading semiconductor developers and is emerging as a critical player in the rapidly expanding artificial intelligence space. While NVIDIA continues to dominate the AI infrastructure industry, Marvell has carved out a complementary role within the infrastructure stack by developing custom silicon solutions for AI hyperscalers. This strategic positioning has driven explosive sales growth, and in response, analysts have begun to raise earnings estimates, and that's given it a Zacks Rank 1 rating. Marvell's ability to align itself with the AI revolution makes it a standout opportunity in the space. And let's get into it. As we can see, Marvell has a Zacks ranking 1, strong buy rating. That reflects strongly upward trending earnings revisions. Yeah, and I just want to get into the most recent quarterly earnings report quickly. At the most recent report, Marvell Technology announced really strong growth. Revenues were up 19% quarter over quarter, and AI sales were up 98% year over year. Looking ahead, the company expects further growth, and next quarter, they're expecting another 19% sequential gain in quarterly sales. Also, at the quarterly report, Marvell announced that they had secured a 5-year deal with Amazon to design custom AI chips for the next generation of its cloud systems. And this data center expansion is probably the most major development in the US, maybe global economy. And Marvell Technology is going to be a major beneficiary from it. It's almost hard to fathom how much these hyperscaler technology companies are going to be pouring into this data center build out. But even over the next year or two, it's going to be literally hundreds of billions of dollars. Microsoft alone has said that they're going to spend $80 billion this year on data centers, and we can expect other technology companies to follow suit. Amazon is an even bigger cloud computing business than Microsoft. So, they're going to spend somewhere in that area of $80 billion on data center, likely. I'm not sure exactly, but it's going to be a lot of money. And, Marvell's position in this is very strong. And as we'll see, earnings estimates have been rising and the earnings growth is very strong, but I think the market is only just beginning to reflect that huge growth that's incoming from Marvell. So I think there's plenty of more upside in the stock. So just looking at those earnings estimates, we can see that analysts have unanimously raised earnings estimates across timeframes. There are 0 downward revisions to earnings. Current quarter earnings have been risen by 15.69%. Next quarter have risen by 13.46%. Current year earnings estimates have increased by 6.85%, and next year's have jumped by 8%. Looking at the valuation, we can see that Marvell has an extremely premium earnings multiple at 80.17 times forward earnings. But you can also see that next year earnings are expected to grow at an extremely impressive 72.78%. And then over the next 3 to 5 years, earnings are expected to grow 33.74% annually. So it's been a kind of a rapid change for Marvell. The majority of its business segments have sort of stagnated over the last couple of years. You can see in this longer term stock price chart, the stock was kind of flat from the 2022 high to the recent development. But it's basically the last quarter is where these custom silicon sales growth really started to increase. And again, there was 19% quarter over quarter growth in sales and 100% year over year in AI. So it's the earnings momentum is really only starting to pick up. And I think that Marvell is going to be a really important stock in the AI. And I think this custom silicon theme is an emerging trend in the AI trade. So I'm going to show you, we're going to quickly look at the stock chart, which is also very compelling. We can see this big gap here is where Marvell reported those strong earnings. That was at the beginning of December. Since then, the stock has traded in a range and built out this nice looking bull flag. And then on Friday, it appears that it broke out. And, the stock was up 6% on Friday. Obviously, today, Monday, is Martin Luther King Day, so there's no trading. But this is a powerful move. And I think it's probably the start of another big leg higher as investors begin to price in the earnings momentum that's coming in this stock. So yeah, that's it for Marvell. That's all for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed the presentation. If you want more information from Zacks, I definitely recommend signing up for the upcoming promo. You can go to zacks.com/promo or just go to the link in the description. Thanks. Have a good day.